Hi, and welcome to Get a Job, Tips and Secrets for the Academic Job Market. I'm Lee Hall, Associate Professor of Literacy Studies at the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. You can find me online at leahall.wordpress.com, where I discuss issues relevant to teaching in higher education. Also, feel free to email me at leahall39@gmail.com if you have questions that you would like to see on a future episode. All right, today's question is a really interesting one. What type of online presence is expected? All right. So when we're thinking about online, we are thinking about things like websites, blogs, but we're also thinking about social media. So we're also thinking about Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I guess, anything that you can think of, right? Anything that goes online and makes a digital footprint for yourself. So what kind of online presence is expected by the academic community when you are applying for a job? All right. So this response I'm going to give you, keep in mind, it is limited. You should absolutely check around with other people because they're going to have other experiences. They're going to be in different contexts that could, make for a different response. From where I sit, I can't tell that any type of online presence is expected. Now, I don't agree with that. I think that, I think that as a grad student, you should be actively and mindfully building some kind of online presence, even if it is just getting on Twitter and connecting with other academics and grad students and people that, do research like yours. If you do qualitative research and you connect with other ethnographers across disciplines, whatever. I think that you should be doing that in some way. Do I personally take that into account when I am reading your application? No, not at this time, because by and large, I would say I haven't really seen anybody come through that has a really strong online presence. All right. So I don't think it's going to affect your job status, right? Your ability to get an interview or make the shortlist if you don't have an online, professional online presence. Okay. But I do think that it's worth considering how to develop an online presence that is meaningful to you, that makes sense for you, at this time where you're at. And that's something that I can address in future videos in terms of talking about how do you develop a professional online presence. But think about it, okay? Think about, right, does this make sense for you? Is this something you want to do? And if you do it, is it something that you want to put out there in a job application? Because maybe it is, maybe it isn't. And only put it out there if you're really proud of it, okay? But on the flip side of this, assume that people Google you, all right? Just operate under that general assumption. What are people going to find? Now, I don't care if I Google you and I find like some really embarrassing pictures of you or, something crazy on Facebook that you said or did because you're out having a good time. Probably is not really going to impact me. Okay. Like I'm really not interested in what you do in your personal life. I'm looking to see if you have an online presence. I'm looking to see if you're on Twitter, if you have a blog, if you have a website. That's what I'm really interested in. I'm not interested in pictures of you that you took, when you took your kids to the park on Saturday. That's not going to make a difference for me here or there. I'm not going to think one way or the other about you. But assume people Google you. All right. So you might want to clean that up a little bit. Depending on what people would find if they Googled you, or make your Facebook account, private, so that, limit it so that, people like me that aren't friends with you, like I couldn't Google you and find your Facebook account and see what all is on there. Do little things like that. That can't hurt, when you're on the job market. But in general, I would say right now, there's not a whole lot of expectation about online presence, professional online presence. But I think it's worth thinking about having one, but only if it's going to be done mindfully and in a way that really serves you, helps you grow and develop.